Simon Collins LaFlame owned a Minecraft server called Hypixel, which became the biggest in the world. They decided to make their own game, so created Hypixel Studios and started Hytale, which they then announced in 2018. Their trailer became one of the most viewed game trailers of all time, and 2 years later they're bought by the owners of League of Legends and Valorant, Riot Games. This led to a delay spanning 5 more years before the eventual surprise cancellation of the game in June 2025. A devastating day for many, but also an opportunity for Simon, who departed shortly after Riot acquired them originally. Now he's confirmed he officially owns Hytale, and this might just be the happiest I've ever been to make a video. Yes, Hytale is saved. Simon has just confirmed it on Twitter and released a full blog post called Hytale is saved. Those who watched my last video knew the writing was on the wall. It was clear that Simon was getting Hytale back at this point, but now we have 100% confirmation and a full blog post running down everything he has planned. The update begins with a note from Simon himself saying they have officially bought Hypixel Studios from Riot Games and aim to continue development in its existing form. Ultimately, he says they want what is best for the players now that it's back in the hands of its co-founders. He reveals that there are over 30 developers that have been hired to work on Hytale that know the game inside and out. They are aiming for the OG vision of the game, acting as a fully independent studio committed to funding ongoing development for 10 years. He says, when the cancellation was announced and development ended, we saw the reaction and knew we had to act. Although we hadn't been involved since 2020, the community is something we always cherish. We made an offer without seeing the full state of the project, and despite knowing massive risk was involved, we dove in head first. No risk, no Hytale. We negotiated the deal, rehired 30 devs, secured funding, and made the call to return to the legacy engine and the OG vision. Absolutely insane stuff. He's coming clean about everything that's going on. Then we even get a TLDR with some of the biggest info drops I think I've ever seen for Hytale. First up, the most important one, the early access date is to be announced in the coming days, as is the price of the game. The game will launch on PC only at first, with Mac and Linux afterwards, and consoles and mobiles are even planned for much later. They then clarify that Hytale will very much be in an early access state. That's a warning to everyone watching this video and everyone that's going to play this game. They say to expect bugs, rough edges, unbalanced content, and frequent updates that break things. The next point also says that they're also in no rush to reach a 1.0 version. The duration for this early access is expected to last at least a few years, meaning lots of fast and iterative updates until then. They confirm the early access launch content itself will start with an exploration mode, creative mode, and modding, so we are going to get a trifecta of things to do in this game. What he clarifies is not at launch will be the minigames and adventure mode, which they specify will both come later, as they each need a dedicated team. Then they give a little bit more clarification in terms of the ownership details. They confirm that they now own 100% of Hytale, fully repurchased from Riot Games. Riot even retweeted Simon's announcement tweet stating, the next point in the list in regards to funding, they already have a 10-year personal funding commitment without any investors or publishers. They are completely independent. This is now a very different studio, team, and direction to what we're used to seeing with Hytale. It goes right back to the early days. Then, as far as the game build itself, it will be apparently using the previous engine that we saw in the trailer, the legacy version, rather than the new engine that was worked on for a few years afterwards. They say that this will enable faster development and, more importantly, immediate playability. As far as modding, they then confirm it will be available at launch. You can run your own servers and create custom content, which sounds exactly what I was pleading for, the need to be this kind of capability for a creator ecosystem. I mean, you probably are going to see a lot of other content creators post about Hytale today and in the coming week. They'll be coming from all different angles, backgrounds, and worlds. The community already existed, it was in sleeper mode, and now it's just going to get that much bigger. In a way, we do have to calm down for a second and realize that this is definitely a reset of expectations. As I said in my last video, we're really seeing a unique instance here, an instance of an indie game going AAA and then back to indie again. That doesn't happen. The expectations do need to be lowered here, as it's a very special case. We're going back to a version of the game we're all very familiar with, but that likely needs a lot of work. And of course, that may turn some players off, but those who do end up playing, those who do get early access, will be receiving years of dedicated updates as well. There is a lot of information to unpack in this blog post. I do have a live reaction of me reading the whole thing, but the current state of the game is that they say they have hundreds of NPCs, thousands of items and blocks, but but of course not all of them are configured. They want us to expect things like unbalanced loot, rough edges, and bugs. It is genuinely an early access title now, so they implore us to report feedback. They explain they've made the decision to abandon the cross-platform engine and return to Legacy, as that's the one that's playable now, and it feels like the version of Hytale that they wanted it to be. Simon then breaks down the leads of the team that consist of himself as founder and owner, Felipe as co-founder, Kevin, who I believe has the username Slikey, and Patrick. So absolutely massive congratulations to all 4 of these guys for getting the game back and fighting so hard for it. The next section then touches on modding, which they highlight is critical to survival, likely meaning as an actual game to survive in this ecosystem we live in nowadays. They say that it is possible to mod almost everything in the game, and that non-developers can actually create impressive stuff with very minimal knowledge over the technology. In fact, a few guides or videos would be all that's needed at most. He confirms that they will provide server source code access within several months. They just need to ensure that everything is legally checked out on that side. They plan for dedicated server support and data-driven content configuration. They also state they are being mindful to consider backwards compatibility as they iterate with each update. They then assure us as well that there will be custom servers, maps, adventures, etc., and that more details will come in a future blog post, which of course means we're not stopping here. This is the ball being pushed down a rather steep hill by the tip of a sloth and his new team. In fact, with this, they also announced that they are immediately launching their official Discord server, which will likely help with official updates and notifications. Reminder, the Quebec Corner Discord also has a $100 art competition going on right now, so don't sleep on us either. Link in the description, by the way. The next section of the blog post states that moving forward, they will be releasing features and iterating on them later. Naturally, due to this, many features will be in their own version 1, or a kind of functional but still early stage. The team then lets us know, and really wants to underline here in this post, that moving fast means things can break. There are likely to be some bugs, like save files being affected, or even features remaining incomplete or bugged for a time before being patched. It is clear that this will not be the very same Hytale we've all come to grow our expectations for in the last 7 years. This next section might be the most exciting part though, so listen to exactly what's to come in the next few days. They are promising gameplay footage and screenshots, unpolished and as is, but still, it's content. Detailed patch notes will be coming out from their recent work. They want to release another blog post featuring a modding capabilities roadmap, likely showing all the things you can do now and what you can do later on. They want to also provide pricing details for different editions of the game, likely similar to a tier system as we've been mentioning before. They promise plenty of updates as well for the community, as well as the early access release date, which is just mind-blowing. We've gone from nothing to everything in such a short amount of time. I can't believe it. They closed the blog post, of course, by acknowledging they are aware that they have a long journey ahead and that it's taken a lot longer than anyone hoped for. The game has changed many times over, but here they are. Starting with a 4-year-old build, small dedicated team, a community that refused to give up, and a vision that's aligned with a new reality. Simon says this isn't going to be easy, it's not going to be fast, not going to be perfect, but it's going to be ours. Built together, one feature at a time, one bug at a time, one mod at a time. Hytale lives, thank you from the entire team. And wow, holy heck, clearly there's been a big shift up to the way that the game is going to work, at least during early access, and while they update certain areas of the game to get more into the realm of expectations that we've grown to. Honestly, there's so much information to break down here, so I'm just going to let it sink in with you guys. I want you to be as happy as me. Get into the comments and let me know how you're feeling. Don't worry, to all the people who, you know, maybe doubted Hytale, it's all good. Let's be bygones be bygones. Let's Quebecs be Quebecs. Let's all be friends and just embrace the fact that Simon has managed to do this, and whatever we get now in the future is going to be the best and only possible timeline for Hytale. Hytale is saved. Here's my reaction to the actual blog post coming out. Okay, this is Quebec Corner, and I am recording to say the Hytale is saved, and I am recording because it's saved, and the blog post, and Simon posted the blog post. Oh my gosh. This is a crazy day for me. This is insane. I'm sorry if you aren't as into Hytale as me, but this is crazy to me. November 17th, by the way, which is a community date we all joked about because of this dumb percentage thing that I had in my bio, and it just so happened to align with this day, and now we have a blog post, and I'm gonna go through it really quick. It's a new and exciting chapter for Hytale begins today. We are thrilled to announce that we have acquired Hytale from Riot Games. It's officially confirmed! Why did it make sense for them to continue developing it? existing form. Oh my god, okay. TLDR, I see a TLDR. That's gonna be easy to read here. Early access date to be announced in the coming days. Platform, Windows, okay. Pricing, details to be announced in the coming days. Early access state. Expect which road red. I can't speak. Hytale, I'm freaking out. Ah! It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. Okay, calm down. Okay, expect bugs, rough edges, unbalanced content, and infrequent. Yeah, okay, we get that. Early access. It's last a few years. No rush to 1.0. Launch content expert. Okay, not launch. Ownership beyond 100% of Hytale. My phone is blowing up right now, but I've got it on no vibrate to avoid 10-year personal funding. Okay, I've got to read this quick. I'm going to freak out with everybody in the PC. 10-year personal funding commitment. Game build using the previous engine, of course. Yeah, they're using the legacy engine, so they're not using the new engine. And modding is going to be available at launch. You can run your own servers and create custom content. Okay, we're locked in. I'm sorry if you're not into Hytale as much as me. If you're like, I'm probably going to tag this reaction onto the end of the video where I actually explain it all. But oh wow. Okay, how we got here? We know how we got here. Okay, and they had to react. And they had to do the reaction, and no risk, no Hytale. We get the negotiated. They've rehired 30 developers and secured funding. Okay. Why did we do this? Right, we know. Yeah, Felipe and I are personally committing funding for the next 10 years. This is our passion project, and we're here to make it last. Start small, grow with the community. Exactly what I've been saying for years. We expect our roadmap to evolve as we learn more. Changing what we have today. So sorry if I'm reading this too quick. I just need to get through it so that I can cover it for the video. It's hard to change minds, but the risk we must take. We need your help creating content, reporting bugs, giving feedback. You know that I will. Thank you again, as always, for watching Quebec Corner. Stay safe and keep free. Make sure to look out for new videos very, very soon, because I have a sneaky feeling that this isn't going to slow down anymore. I think we're finally there.